Yo, what is going on, y'all? Welcome into Cardinalytics, Arizona Cardinals podcast, hosted by fans for the fans here on November 13th, 2025. A few days removed from yet another defeat to the Seattle Seahawks. 9 in a row at this point. 4 years since you've beaten them as a football team. A lot to talk about. I called this one back to life, back to reality. Kind of felt like a lot of highs after the Dallas Cowboys game. And now we've come back kind of to the low point, which has been kind of the standpoint of the season. So join my co-host here today, Shaw. Hopefully we'll have our other boy Jake in here as well. Shaw, how are you feeling after, another loss to Seattle and yet another sweep for them?
So I was enjoying my Sunday. We live on the East Coast, and because we live on the East Coast, we don't gotta, wake up super early to watch our team play. So I'm doing my stuff throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like go run some errands. Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, all right, let me get back home so I can watch the game. Telling all my friends like, yeah, I'm gonna be busy at 4. I gotta watch the game. I don't know why I do it to myself. I don't know why I do it to myself, man. Like literally what 10, 15 minutes in watching the game, I knew it was over with. Like we was down 21. No, we was down 14-0. And I was like, they probably gonna score one more touchdown before the first quarter is over with. And they did. And I was just like, I'm gonna go back and keep moving with my day. So
Yep.
so that's how it
Yep.
was. I mean, I kind of spot watched a little bit when it kind of got a little bit close in the I didn't even get close, but they made some turnovers, they got some plays and tried to put up a fight, but like man, just an overall pathetic effort showing, and like you said, 9 straight losses to Seattle. It's not like we're not used to this. Yeah, no, it was just a it just went as expected, honestly. So
Yeah. Sad. It's sad to see how this is coming out again. And you, Shaw, you were the biggest proponent of it last episode, last week, telling people like we played the Dallas Cowboys. Let's come out and see
yeah.
what it looks like next week at when we play a team of Seattle's caliber, at least so far proven this season. And it comes out that you're not a well prepared football team for the things that need to be prepared for in this division and at this point in this conference for the caliber of team that you have to beat in order to be in a place where they want to be, which is the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, like this is just not this is not a cohesive product. Every week you get something different. Every week there's no consistency week in and week out. And again, this week you saw Jacoby Brissett, and we can start to, just simply with the offense. You saw his limitations as a
Yeah.
player. It's nothing to do with him as a quarterback or whatever the case may be in terms of whatever he may be in a scheme. This just has everything to do with the limitations of the player, and so you have to deal with things of the nature of being pressured immediately off the play call. And then what can he do to counteract that? Not much, because he's not really a great mover. And these guys sack him and he fumbles the ball. It's like you had that's you guys get mad because the other guy drops and he just gets sacked. And I get it. Like I don't like him taking sacks either, but when the protection plans look the way they are, it's hard to do anything with it. So, what do you think about Jacoby Brissett? Obviously, like he had a very, very down game from compared to his
Oh,
last 3 starts. But what do you think about Jacoby Brissett and kind of how he performed out there on Sunday?
yeah, I feel like I mean, the second, let me just work backwards. The second half, obviously he showed some stuff, but I mean, they clearly took their foot off the gas, right? So like, I mean, they had some dude named Pritchett out there on Marv.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, props to him. He made one crazy play, but like, they took their foot off the gas, right? Like, they weren't really like playing nothing. So I'm not really even going to evaluate him on anything that he did in the second half. Um, but the first half, though, like, I mean, everybody was talking about like, Jacoby can stand in the pocket. He can throw the ball, take a hit, this and that. And it's just like maybe that's not always the best thing that you want your quarterback to do, because if that's what he's limited to, and I'm not saying that Jacoby can't run, but like he's not dynamic enough to make dudes miss. And like these defensive tackles and linemen are athletic as hell. So like Demarcus
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence had a field day in the first half, like 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like ridiculous. But no, like you see, like not all you don't necessarily. I just hate the people saying that. Oh, like he's a bigger guy, so that means he's a better fit for the offense. That doesn't mean anything to me, right? Like Kyler can stand in there and take a hit and make a throw. You know what I'm saying? Is he doing it a lot? No, but he can rely on his athleticism to get out of there, and he also holds on to the football. That's one thing that he's always been good at is protecting the football for the most part. Um, but yeah, nah, Jacoby's performance. I mean, it was all right, but like everybody just needs to pump the brakes, like I was telling, like or like I was talking about last pod. Like we played against the Cowboys. They have the worst defense in the NFL. Now you go up
Yeah.
against a team that arguably is the best team in the NFL in your division, and like you just shit the bed. And
Yeah.
I saw Buddha was on the sideline, like giving like a speech when they were down 21-0, and I was just like, bro, I feel so bad for you because you're not like the defense isn't even the reason why you're down 21-0 right now. Like it's you gave up two defensive touchdowns. There's not much you
Mhm.
can do at that point. Like you probably I don't know what the stats are or the odds are, but if a team gives up two defensive touchdowns in the game, I bet you like 99% of the time they're losing that game.
Mhm.
So
In all totality, I mean, the defense gave up 30 points if you don't count those 44, or I should say
yeah,
those two defensive touchdowns that were scored. But at the same time, yes, I agree, completely agree with you. You know, the 21-0 hole doesn't help you. And again, the Jacoby Brissett thing, it comes back towards not just him. This is not a hate on Jacoby Brissett and try to prop up Kyler as some people, have tried to label, I guess, all three of us, over
yeah,
time. It's just more so about like we can see past just the black and white picture that it's trying to paint. Like it's much more than just, oh, this guy does one thing, this guy does another thing, and that's why we have success. Like, no, it has to also do with how abysmal the protections are, how
yeah,
how much more prepared the other side is for your scheme. Like again, a guy on Instagram was able to dissect what we did last week and how Mike McDonald was able to get ready for it the next week. So if a guy on Instagram can do it, I damn sure know Mike McDonald can probably do it. I damn sure know NFL coaches can
yeah,
probably do it. So it's not anything to do with just the players individually. Like Jacoby Brissett has done his job. He's had 3 spot starts or 4 spot starts, possibly 5, or he's gonna have to have at least 2 more, 3 more, I believe. But
mhm,
like he's done his job. It's come down to the point that Drew Petzing should not be employed. He is terrible at his job. And he continues to
yeah,
hamper the offense with or without Kyler Murray, with or without anybody that can be in there, because his planning, scheming, and offense in general was so propped up because of great offensive line coaching by Clayton Adams. And now you have not, you don't have that, and it exposes you even more. Like the amount of missed blocks, the amount of poor schemes, poor run schemes this year, the poor execution of them as well. The execution comes down to the coaching. The scheme comes down to the coordinator. And so the coaching, Justin Fry, obviously, he may just not be ready for this level. But you go into questioning, like, why are you getting unexperienced offensive line coaches in quote unquote make or break years? Like, so it goes to show the
yeah,
importance of the year for some people versus the other. And that's where, like, the biggest issue, again, comes with the whole offensive staff is that there's just not enough experience on there to be ready for certain situations and tendencies and the makeup of the NFL and how the parallels and the pendulum swings from week in and week out. And so Drew Petzing, I'm just hopeful this is his last X amount of games, 6, 7 games, because I can't stand to see this
yeah,
team have to go through this no matter who's at the quarterback position coming into the next year. He's hampering the
yeah.
football team, and it just continues to hurt
Yeah,
him
I
over
mean,
and over again.
I feel like they should have been moved off of him, and I feel like they probably. Well, I say I feel like they probably would have, but who knows? We're dealing with JG. But like, I would think that if somebody on the staff was, that they felt competent enough or they felt good about, like to actually like call up some plays, they probably would have moved off him. But like you said, like there's nobody on the staff that's really like experienced like that, right? Like they have a very
Mhm.
inexperienced staff. Um, and like you said, like this is it's really a make it or break a year. Well, it's turned into a make it or break a year. I mean, if they were floating around 500, they barely missed the playoffs. Okay, we move on to the next season. But like how this season is gone, it's turned into like it's just a season from hell, right?
Yep.
And I really worry about when it comes to the offensive line, just like the talent evaluators, like if it's JG, if it's Monty, like who is it that's evaluating the offensive lineman? Because like you drafted Isaiah Adams in the third round and he's not hurt. Like he's just not playing, right?
He's just trash.
And
Yeah.
you got Jonah, yeah, you got Jonah Williams out there who like y'all identified in free agency, like this is y'all's guy, this is who y'all want to be on the right side, and he's trash, right? Like he's not performing well, and a lot of people shit on Kyler, and again, we're not making this a Kyler versus Jacoby thing, but like the thing that Kyler does bring is his legs, right? And so that innately helps out your offensive lineman. It helps mask some things, right? So like when you don't have that, it's gonna it can look bad. It can look even worse than what it actually is, right? So I just think, man, like offensively, they it is imperative for them to make some changes, and I feel like the changes need to be made to the coaching staff first before you look and evaluate the quarterback. Because we've seen Kyler have success in the league. Um, we have not seen JG and Drew Petzing have success in the league, right? Like, and this is the
Yep.
same song. Like, I feel like you and I have always been saying this, or this year we've been saying this, and it's just like get somebody in here who knows how to evaluate the quarterback position, and if whoever they want for their offense, if it's not Kyler, if it's somebody else, then let them go do that. But I have no faith right now in the current staff to handpick and develop another quarterback. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talked about it on Twitter, so I'm like, they selected three quarterbacks already, even though they weren't meant to be the starter. They handpicked their backups, and I mean, they
They
don't.
handpick those players for the
I mean, they draft.
situations that they use them.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing. It's not.
yeah,
It's not like you said. It's not about them asking to be starters. They handpick those players to be used in those situations, and they still have only won 2 out of 12 games with these players. That's the facts.
yeah. And they drafted Clayton Tune, and I'm not saying that um they could have gotten a starter at that position, but you see teams get starters in any round in the NFL draft. You know what I'm saying? So like they could have easily had somebody on their roster right now that they felt comfortable with if they didn't like Kyler Murray. But
Mhm.
they haven't really. I don't trust, like you said, I don't trust them to evaluate the quarterback. I don't trust them to evaluate quarterback, offensive line, and I don't trust them to to draft players to fit their scheme. So like, I feel like the only player that they drafted that actually fits their scheme is Tip Ryman, and he's hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I
It's
gotta say about the
embarrassment.
offense.
No, it's embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing. It's clownish. It's everything that goes into it, and so it makes you just wonder, like, how much time, like, what is the again? Nobody, whatever y'all want to claim. Yes, Kyler Murray was scapegoated last week the entirety of the way, in the media and in the questions and by the players, 1,000%. For why things looked in certain aspects and why guys didn't get certain targets and why opportunities didn't make up itself. In my opinion, I believe Kyler Murray 1,000% was scapegoated. And so you come out here and then you perform like this after you done basically said everything is so great with Jacoby and how everything is just so leveled out and calmed and
Yep.
mellow and all types of other stuff. And then you come out and look
Yeah.
like that. And again, nobody's perfect. Nobody's assessing Jacoby Brissett and saying he's doing a bad job. He's doing a marvelous job right now,
You're doing a
and
good
that's what,
job.
again, for us people that get labeled as quote unquote stands for Kyler Murray. That's what you people can seem to be missing in the aspect that we're talking about. Nobody's downplaying his play. We're telling you who this player actually is and how improper this offense is in terms of having success in the NFL. Like that's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
This offense is not good enough to be good enough in the NFL, especially not in this division, and especially not against these coaches. And again, Jonathan Gannon is the worst coach in this division by a landslide. By a
Yeah.
landslide. And so you start talking about that until you feel comfortable that you have one of the top coaches in the NFL, you're not going to be suited to have success in this division. So like we have to really evaluate that going into this next year. I think Monty does. Because again, Monty, yes, this was your first hire, but if you want to have success in this league, you have to be able to pivot. Because the team
Yep.
in the Northwest that just whooped your ass for the ninth straight time was able to pivot last year and made changes to the places that they need to make changes to. Ryan Grubb was not supposed to be gone. He's supposed to be their OC this year. But they said that wasn't good enough. And so they went out and got somebody that they thought could be better. And he's been better for them. It's just it's point blank period. So again, John Snyder's not a bad GM. So go pivot. Be able to pivot. And if he's not able to do that and they want to stick with this, all hands together type of approach, like you're going to be labeled as a loser in the NFL. And we already know that because the owner is labeled as a loser in the NFL. So like there's just so many issues that it comes with that. And JG, I mean, I think we've all said it. Like I personally think he's coaching on borrowed time right now because it's not.
Oh, facts. He should be.
It's
I know a lot of
he
people
a
talking
thousand,
about,
yeah, he 1,000% should be. I know Albright
yeah,
says no, but it's like that's
yeah,
bullshit to any person and any fan that pays for any type of money to watch anything with this team. He has not performed. He's had 3 seasons to perform. They have like 2 wins against good teams in the last 2 years. That should be
yeah,
point blank enough to realize he's not going to cut it in this division where all 3 teams are labeled as good teams. Like it's crazy to
yeah.
me that they just want to have this stick it out approach. Like it's actually like it's pretty disgusting. And I feel for anybody that wants to be a season ticket person, has tickets to the game consistently, like to go see that consistently, where your team is losing to good teams and getting beaten in the division, taking turns, getting
And
whooped
getting
on by
the
division teams.
stadiums
Like
getting taken over by other fans and
exactly,
stuff.
like
Yeah, I know it's a
nobody wants to
mess.
see that. Like that, and I know that's frustrating as hell. So like
Yeah,
we had to really start thinking about like Monty Austin for like as much praise as we give him for some of these draft picks, like much like some people have put out there. A lot of his draft picks have been good, like very high level role players / borderline stars. But there has yet to be a supremely impactful player, supremely impactful, and that is what
yeah,
Dan can't even talk. Walter and Will have looked like. Those guys have looked like supremely talented players that could be top level guys. But Will, he's
yeah.
having his
But they
problems
can't
of
stay.
not
Well,
being
they're
able to
not
stay on
healthy
the
right
field.
now.
And then we just got
Yeah,
a game and a half taster from Walt. Like we're not getting enough from these players yet. So and again, don't even get us started with the 2024 dudes. That it's just those are the reasons. Like these guys aren't having blossomed into the huge superhumans that they could be. And so, in my opinion, I don't blame Monty Austin for the talent evaluator. I sometimes, in the same essence, can blame coaching. Like I don't believe if these coaches are the best guys for these guys to develop. Like, I watch Detroit and I watch them with these backup DBs, and I see like random dudes I've never heard of swatting balls
go out
away,
there, ball.
making
Yeah,
plays, like doing things,
mm,
talking shit. Like it's like that's coaching. That's everything that develops them in terms of players. Because I don't think Brad Holmes is some great masterful talent evaluator for fourth and fifth and sixth round. I mean, six position corners over Monty Ossenfort. I just
yeah,
think it comes down to coaching in terms of the type of physicality you want to play with, the detail, the execution, and all types of and all the above. So, like I know I was long winded, but Monty Ossenfort has a huge decision, in my opinion, coming up like this year. You want to be able to pivot towards success, or you want to be a status quo. Because I have that video pinned on my shit on my page about how you don't want this to be built up like a flash in the pan. You want this to be a consistent winner. You
yeah.
currently have a coach that's a consistent loser. So you make up your mind who you want to be as a team and as a GM, and then we'll go from there. So yeah,
Yeah,
this offense is
I just
trash.
hope they're not. I just hope they're not afraid to like spend the money, right? Because they're like, well, what's so interesting? They're like, oh, people they won't fire JG because like they're still paying this and that. Like, but they're like, oh well, they'll trade Kyler and they'll take on all this dead cap money, right? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? Like,
Yep.
but no, I agree with you, man. Like I feel like Monty, like as much as I know some people want to say that, okay, Monty's also the problem. Yeah, and I mean like he hasn't been here for that long, but like he's in a position to where he can really turn this around. Like I don't really look at Monty and just be like, you just totally dropped the ball. Now, like, some of his draft picks, some of his free agent signings, like, they haven't turned out to be the best. But at the same time, like you said, like, we haven't seen the best coaching either. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that should get changed is definitely the coaching. And I don't think we should waste no time. People firing their coaches left and right now. Like Dable's out of there. Obviously the Titans fired their head coach earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else get fired?
I think that's the
I
only
think
two so
maybe one other.
far.
That's something too. Okay, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, I like, hey,
But I mean, it starts
but
with that, like that Tennessee loss, like that was the thing. Like it's shit like that. Like when you lose games like that, then you can't come back from shit like that. Like
yeah, and that's
it's
what. And
hard to come back from shit like that.
I remember we talked about that on the podcast, and I was talking to Donnie, or we was talking to Donnie, and I was just like, yeah, we lose this game, like that's it. We're gonna feel like it's over because there's no way you should be losing to the Titans, right? And like three straight on top of that, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
Um,
again, we they've got a lot of decisions to make. Like this season, unfortunately, people is over. Like I know my guy Jake
it's
probably would have came on here and he would have said that if we can just get hot, this, and I love him, but like the season is over. Like you have no chance to make up any ground in the division, and you now have lost to the Packers in the conference. You lost to the what's it called, the 49ers in the conference. You lost to the Seahawks twice in the conference. Like you luckily beat the Cowboys, and again, you play the Falcons
Mhm.
coming up, but you also have to play the Buccaneers coming up. They could beat you. So there's a lot of like it's a lot of dreary hope for a lot of people, and I think playoff chances are just about over at this point. So you got to start thinking
Yeah,
about what's going to be your next move. Like, what's going to be your next move in terms of getting this thing into where it needs to be, which is at least showing up into the playoffs. God forbid a Super Bowl or any type of run, but can you even be a team that's going to get respected for the playoffs? Like, a lot of people picked the Cardinals
hmm
to do a lot of good things this year, and they got completely let down by this incapable coaching to win football games. So
yeah.
you got a big decision to make if you want people to really come back into your stadium consistently. Did you have anything about the defense coming up from this game in Seattle? I thought,
I mean,
um,
I wanted to point out that like because I know you said they did give up however many points, right? Like minus the
mhm,
44, they gave up what 30 points, but like
mhm,
I mean they got turnovers though. Like they got the interception. Like I mean Sam Darnold only completed 10 passes. He was 10 for 12, but he threw one pick. Josh Sweat had a big play that he made in the game. So like
mhm,
they made plays. They just, I mean, I want to say Darnold fumbled the ball twice actually. I don't. I know Sweat had a sack fumble. Do you have two?
mhm. I don't know if he
Yeah.
had
So
two.
like
I think he definitely had. I know he had the one for sure, and then I
yeah.
think Darnold had the
I'm not
pick and
sure,
then
but
the fumble.
yeah, yeah.
So I think he just had the two.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I mean, they made some type of plays to give us a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like we were down whatever it was, like I want to say we were down 15 to 30 something, and we had the ball and just couldn't punch it in. I mean, it would have made it a two
Hmm.
possession game. So like the defense did all it could.
Yeah,
Shoot, you make it a two possession game right there. Theoretically, if the offense didn't give up them two touchdowns, that's a tie ball game, right? So
yeah,
like, I mean, I feel like the defense they did their part. I feel like I say they did their part. We still lost 44-22, but they did all they could, right, with the circumstances.
yeah,
Man, the injuries though, like they're just like piling up so much on defense. Like, I mean, you look at like Baron Browning, he's out somehow. I guess he got a concussion. I didn't realize that. Will
right,
Johnson stay hurt.
right.
DTD hurt. Uh, Matt Wilson hurt. Um, and even Walter Nolan, I'm thankful that Walter Nolan didn't like tear his ACL or nothing because like it looked really bad when he got hurt at the
Yeah,
end
the
of
way
the
he was
game, and
flexing and shit.
I don't even know why
Yeah,
he was in the game. Yeah, I don't
right,
even know why he was in the game, but like,
right.
yeah, man, I think the bright spot though, and it sucks that we're wasting like Calais Campbell's like glory, like I don't even want to say resurgence. It's just that who knows if he's ever going to be this good again, right? Like, and Josh
Yeah,
Sweat looks like he's heading for 15 sacks this year, 15, 16 sacks this year. He's already at 8. So it just sucks that we're wasting some of these performances in this year. And like, I mean, Buddha might, who knows where Buddha's going to be at next year. It just sucks that we're really letting them down like that.
Yeah, it's a shame that they couldn't capitalize on the things they needed to capitalize on, and like we said, that just to me that just goes to the coaching aspect again. Like I know I keep harping on it, and I'm probably going to harp on it as we continue on as in the episodes because again, I if they want to continue to
Yo,
beat the drum of poor consistency, I have to continue to beat the drum of the same complaints. Is that you guys aren't good enough to beat some of these other teams, especially the ones in your division. And so if you can't do that, then you're not going to be good enough coaches to ever have success in this league. And you're wasting all of our times, with the complaints and
yo,
stuff like that we have going on. So like they yeah, it's just tough. Obviously, like you said, with the defense, like you got some good players there, but at a certain aspect, like that side also sometimes hasn't done enough, to capitalize on victories here and
yo.
there. So just a sad, just a very sad season. And it's hard to just contextualize each game and be like, well, here moments were right here for us to win there, and then moments were right here for us to win there, and it just hasn't capitalized enough. So I don't know. Going into this next game against San Fran, both teams are very, very banged up, very hurt. Um, Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. will be out with the appendicitis surgery. Who knows when he got that injury? But I guess it just happened. So thank
Yeah, I
God,
mean, that's like,
his life is saved. But it's just, you know,
yeah. I
wow,
mean,
it's
that I
just
know that stuff just
par for the
happens.
course.
Like,
Yeah,
I know that stuff just happens just like randomly. So,
yeah.
but
But just more so par for the course with Marv. It's like just again is what it is. I guess he has another excuse to work out himself and not excuse, but just again, he's hurt. So a lot of these
mhm.
guys are going to be out this week. Obviously, Kyler Murray's still out. Half of our receiver room is out. They're going into this week, so a big chance for Michael Wilson. But how are you viewing this game? Is it just lay down season and get the best draft pick now? Like, is that really where we're at already so far this season, or are we going to really try to go out here and try to win this game and stay alive at something that I don't think is much to stay alive for?
Well, I mean, I hate the Niners with a passion. There's no team in all the sports that I hate more than the 49ers. And I've seen us even at our lowest when we went 3 and what 13,
Yeah,
beat the Niners twice,
beat them
right?
twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
should
So
have.
like anytime we step on the football field with the Niners, bro, I'm trying to win that shit. Like I don't care what's going on with us. I don't care if we got you and I back there playing quarterback, bro, or running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like we got a chance to beat them. That's just me personally. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the optimist this week. Like I do think that we can beat think that we can beat the Niners just because it's a division game and I'm saying I think we can, but this is just vibes. Like I just
yeah,
hate them so much. So but
yeah,
realistically though, like I mean they're not as hurt as us, right? Like McCaffrey he's gonna be healthy, he's gonna be playing. I even think Brock Purdy might be back. Like it's honestly hilarious that if he does play, they're kind of using this as like a preseason game for him. But I mean, the stadium's gonna be packed with Niners fans. I'm glad I'm not gonna be there. I'm gonna be there the next week when it probably won't be
mm-hmm.
no Jaguars fans there because they are
I don't
teetering.
know. They got
There's,
a winning record, and or I don't know if they do. They
yeah,
have a
their
winning
season's kind of
record?
teeter. Yeah, they do. They're 5-4, but their season's kind of teetering too. And I mean, I don't know if they fans travel like that, but
Mm,
um, no, I mean honestly, like it's gonna be interesting to see what Drew Petzing and the offense does again. I mean, I'm expecting the same old shit, but I mean, if Xavier Weaver can come out there and say and show that he looks like somebody, then cool. You know what I'm saying? I had people hitting me up talking about, yo, who's this Andre Bocelli dude? I was like, bro, why are you trying to scrape the waiver wires for
mm.
Cardinals receivers? like, like no, bro. Like I mean,
Desperate season.
yeah, I know, right? So I don't know. Is Vincent gonna be back? You know anything about that? I see
So
like people kind of
I
looking
don't
for
know.
him to
I
maybe
know
play.
I have him stashed in my my main fantasy league as my second running back when he's supposed to be back. But who knows what's going on with this? Like again, like more to the cause when it comes to the transparency about injuries. Like we said 4 to
Yep.
6 weeks. Last week was week 5, I believe. or the fourth. It's supposed to be the fourth week, and so this week would have been week 5, and then next week's week 6, and we have no update more than they're doing well, they're progressing. This, that. It's like get, give us some more information, sir. Like it's again, I can't with his injuries and his coach anymore, but yeah. So I'm not sure what's up. But I'm hoping that he obviously he's comes back at some point, be healthy and can be that type of lead back. But is he even going to have success when he comes back? Like it's not like the holes are some
Yeah, I don't
stupendous
know.
holes, and the run game is in a great spot. So I'm not sure honestly what's up with Benson, but it seems like another Imari week, I would believe, and then you know some sprinkle in of Michael Carter, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, man.
so yeah, it's tough. It's tough to come on crack on the mics nowadays, just because we thought we'd be in a position where it's it'd be valuable things to talk about, but we're in the second straight year talking about the same issues, same problems of everything that's going on with this football team. So it's hard to put it together, but we show up. We're going to be here continuously for everybody that's a Cardinals fan, just because we're not going to give up on our team regardless. Things up and down, rocky roads, and been in here and there. This
Yep.
feels very much like the 2022 season, but in terms of just how things can looking like they will end up playing out, at least from my aspect of it, and how
Yeah.
I hope. But yeah, so overall, I think we also could have a chance to win this game on Sunday, but it's hard for me to pick us. It is what it is. But obviously, I want us to win anytime. Like you said, we play the 49ers. So,
Yeah.
do you have anything else to say before we head out of here today?
Nah, I was just gonna say, I mean, it does make for shorter episodes, because I mean,
Okay.
like, it's the same old, like, and until they switch some shit up or actually like make some changes, then like, I mean, I feel like the results are still gonna be the same. I don't know what, I don't know if JG just knows that he's cooked and he's just like sinking with the ship or what, but I just know if I was him, like, I'd do everything I can to like, to make sure or to try to keep my job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I have no idea.
I don't think he wants. I mean, again, I think he thinks his job is safe, and that's the thing I can't agree with, and I don't know how that's the agreement point on anything in terms of that, because if it's a results based business, you have to provide results, and there's no more excuses for it in your third year. I don't give excuses in year 3. You can give excuses in year 1 and 2, but year 3, no, because nobody gave. I didn't give Cliff excuses, so why would I give what's the name an excuse? And Cliff started out his year 3 way better than Jonathan Gannon has. So there's just
Yeah.
a lot of bad issues that have been spiraled with his football team. That the good things about it have changed into bad things, and now the other bad things that happened before haven't improved in any aspect. So um,
Hmm.
it's tough to see, but we just got to go through it and got to ride out this wave, and hopefully this wave comes to a crashing end, and we can start thinking about digging into what can help this football team eclipse the other ones inside of its own division, and
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah. I
ultimately
mean, you
the
got to start
saddest
there.
point. And think we had to go from, yeah, we got to go from there. So
Hmm.
but yeah, so into next week, obviously we'll hopefully have our boy Jake in here. I know he wanted to definitely give his little spiel as well. Just a little bit busy this week, so definitely he'll be back next week. I think he'll be at the game on Sunday, so he'll be able to give his perspective from the inside and how the kind of the fan experience is for him. And I know you boys will be out there next week, so
Yep.
definitely will be a nice little vibe for these next 2 weeks, giving a nice little um, introspective look, into the bird's nest, and then seeing how the fans are reacting and how hopefully this team can somehow find its way to win some football games to this end of the season, and maybe put something together to give some fans some hope. So,
Yeah. I'm not.
if you didn't have
I'm not
any,
gonna lie.
but
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking for $100 casita tickets or
hmm,
$100 suite tickets or something, because it shouldn't be nobody in that stadium when I get there.
yeah,
Like,
should be able to.
I don't
I
know,
mean,
bro.
I would say you should be able to sneak in, but I'm pretty sure the
Like,
security will be on tight for that situation. So,
yeah.
it'll be hopefully, like I said, you'll have a great. I know you guys will have a great time for sure, but I'm definitely interested on the fan dynamic in there, and just how people are even respecting this season anymore. So, Should be fun. Should be fun on Sunday, and I will definitely be tuned in. So, if you don't have
For
anything
sure.
else, we'll definitely head out, and we will catch y'all next week.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Catch y'all.